today, guys. We're back on the Banshee project again. We got a few more things coming down the pipe with this. Number one thing is trying to diagnose an engine noise on my clutch side. We think we got that figured out. I think it was the idle gear bushing. There's about a ½ inch of play there. So yeah, we're going to get that. We got that bushing coming in today. And also while I was in on the clutch side, my hub's worn out. I'll show you guys that. That's over here. It's grooved really bad. The pressure plate's good. That's not really grooved. That passed my inspection anyway. And then we got the inner hub too. That was grooved really bad. That should be in at some point today. And then we just got a Chinese built aluminum clutch basket. I'm not sure what brand it is, but I'll show you guys that too. And we're going to get rid of the OEM clutch basket because it's got some play in it too upon being grooved out. So we're doing all that. We got a Tusk clutch we're going to throw in this thing. I need to get those pads out and get them soaking in oil. And other than that, we're going to be looking into doing the Shift Star mod. Now I got to get this bike out of here because I got another one to come in to work on. And so I think I'm going to make that in a whole nother video, bring this back in, drain the oil and coolant down, and do the Shift Star mod. And I, shout out to Sabo. I've seen it on his channel. It's supposed to help significantly, and I can already tell from driving this Banshee, I don't think has been abused, and it's kind of a low hour Banshee per se for 99. Long story short, they're notorious, obviously, for not shifting very well. So it's a little trick of the trade. So I think I got one off the Shift Star itself for like 20 bucks off Amazon. So you can't beat that versus your time and going in and grinding the Shift Star down yourself. So we'll throw that on at a later date. So yeah, I'm going to try to keep pumping out these videos, guys, but this is just an update on the Banshee. We're going to throwing this clutch on here today. Hopefully get everything back together. And then I got another surprise back here. A guy jumped on here and I said about the steel wheels in one of my last videos. And he said he thought they looked like blaster hubs and blaster wheels. But I made a pretty good deal on some Raptor 700 wheels and tires front and back like new. So we're going to get these off, and then we're going to be going to some Raptor 700 wheels. They're off of 2022 and in really good shape. So and we'll do a comparison to these old tires and wheels, the steel wheels to the aluminum wheels too, and weigh them and just to see the difference. But that should help out. We're going to get those hubs off there. I got another set of hubs that should be in here today too. So we're going to put some new wheels and tires on this bad boy. But anyhow, guys, enough of the long intros. Let's get into it, dude. Guys, check this out. These are brand new. Well, almost brand new. 2022 Raptor 700 wheels. Pretty good tread on the rear. Not bad at all. Front, I mean, they're like new. Still got the nipples on them. So I would have rather probably have silver, but I think the black's not going to be a bad look either. So we're going to get these steel wheels off of here. They're definitely adding weight. Them ugly big ass hubs, we're going to get them off there as well and put these bad boys in. We're going to wait a little bit to do that. We'll probably do that last. So I'm waiting on some parts to come in today. We just got I think like a aftermarket OEM replacement clutch, just a Tusk clutch here I'm going to throw on. And our basket stuff, we just got a Chinese one. They're supposed to work pretty good. There's your bushings, your plate, and we got our gasket in there. And the basket looks pretty sweet. I know I've seen on Sabo's channel where these work pretty well. I think I've seen them on some other channels too. So kind of stole the idea, took it and ran with it. These are supposed to be pretty decent for the price. So we'll give it a shot. Anything beats the old grooved, worn out one over here. So we'll take a look at that, guys. So here's the I should have took the fibers and plates out of here for you guys, but Here's a clutch basket. Let's see if I can't just pull these out real quick. Put down there. So here's the clutch basket I pulled out. If you look closely here, you can see that it is grooved pretty bad. Even the inner hub definitely has some grooves in it. And then I also took notice when I took it out that there is play in it back and forth here. So that can't be a good thing. And if you look closely, we even got some wear around the clutch basket right there. So we're going to get this thing off of here and get our billet aluminum clutch basket on and grind these off. There's a lot of other good videos out there on doing this. So I'm just going to do time lapse on this, guys, because there's definitely better videos than probably what I'll make anyway out there on doing this process. So yeah, we got our billet aluminum water pump kit. Put all that in, got rid of the plastic gears, the plastic pump. We got rid of that. I think that was just an aftermarket Chinese one too, and it was a really high quality shaft seal, bearing, everything we swapped out there. Our pressure plate looks pretty good. It's not grooved, so we're going to reuse that. And here is the inner hub too. And if you look closely, look at all them grooves, guys. Yeah, so that's wore out too. So while we're in here, we're going to replace it. So the engine noise, and I'm going to post videos here because I'm probably going to put this in the title for this video, because I looked and looked and looked and really couldn't find anything with the diagnosis of this. I got my stethoscope out, my mechanical stethoscope, and I could tell it was coming from the clutch side, and I knew it was somewhere here. Now, I did flip the bushing and throw it back in and already put it back together, so this is not a good reference to show you guys on how much play it has. That's probably how it should be stock, but I flipped the bushing. Now, I just tried that. I knew it might stiffen it up, and it did. Anyhow, it had almost a ½ inch of play in this thing, guys, so I thought, man, maybe that's it. I know that basket had movement too, so I'm really hoping this diagnoses and fixes the chatter I was getting from the clutch area down here, guys. So we're hoping that's it. I'll post a video right now. We fattened her up top. She's making power now, dude. Of the engine noise, and we're hoping when we get this back together, we got it fixed. And also, guys, if you've seen in my last video, I was saying about it's still lean up top, and I could tell just the way it sounds, especially when I got back in and watched the video. I could tell that it was still lean and wide open throttle a little bit. I could just hear it in the engine. So we're going to jump up the 340 mains today too as well. And next time we get out there and run. I got pod filters, but 340 mains is the highest I got. I got other ones coming in, so I'm hoping, throwing the pod filters and going up to my biggest in 340s. It's got 330s in there now. It might put it about the same if I switch to the pod. So the airbox is just such a pain in the ass, guys, and anybody that owns a Banshee knows what I'm talking about. So I thought about just running pod filters for now, but I definitely going to have to watch the water around here. It's been really wet lately, so we'll see. I don't know if that's a good idea or not. All right, so we can start working on this here and getting our clutch basket put on. We're just going to drill out the rivets and start working on this. We got another video coming to you guys soon. I'm going to have this up on the bench. I thought it'd be a good time to make a video on what to do if you have an erratic idle on one of these. And the number one symptom would be the low speed circuits clogged up. And with the carb cleaning, it should solve that 9 times out of 10, but not the case for this one. I'm going to show you a little trick of the trade on how to fix it on this old 21 123 cc Troy built, excuse me. And this is a 4-stroke one. It's a newer one. It's very low hours. It's just got an erratic idle that we're gonna get in there and fix. All right, guys, we got our clutch basket up here, and like I said, there's plenty of other good videos out here too, but basically all you're going to do is drill these rivets out so you can get your basket off. We also got our brand new clutch soaking in oil here, our tusk clutch. Set that off to the side. And first thing we're going to do is get a center punch and get my drill bits out, and we'll start working on these rivets. All right, we're just going to give these guys a whack. Now the center punch. And of course, that's not where I wanted it to be. Let's try that. Gotta love the timing on that, guys. Parts just came in. All right, guys. We got the idle gear bushing here. They didn't drop off my inner hub, and it was supposed to be on the vehicle. That's out for delivery. Maybe they couldn't fit it in the mailbox, and they were too much of a hurry, who knows. But yeah, so I'm gonna get this bushing thrown on here real quick, and we're gonna see what kind of play we got in the idle gear after putting this bushing on. Yeah, I've had it too where they will come around. I guess maybe they misplace it and realize, and they'll do a second little loop around. So this was the bushing from Vito's Performance. So we'll see how that works out there. Just that little guy there for the idle gear bushing. I do got a new washer and clip and everything too. Vito's Performance. So we'll be getting that in, guys. That's really going to bum me out if they don't drop off that inner hub, because it kind of puts delay in my engine assembly here. So, but yeah, we're going to throw this bushing on here on this idle gear and see what kind of play we have. Like I say, it was damn near a ½ inch play in that. When I opened it up, I'm like, because the noise was driving me crazy. And I found another video on YouTube where the guy had the exact same noise, and then various threads. People were talking about it, and obviously there's different types of noises to look for as well. So again, I'm going to post a video of that engine noise, and hopefully we get a good before and after. Let's go ahead and throw this on. Yeah, so hopefully that's not too bad of a view, guys, but the play was like really bad beforehand, and like I said, I swapped the bushing and put it back in. I turned the bushing 180 and pressed it back into gear, and it did tighten it up, but I thought, yeah, we better get one on order. And then I found all the other issues with my clutch assembly and stuff in here, and then looking at my clutch fibers, I could tell the clutch still grabbed well, but looking at my plates and clutch fibers, I could tell that they definitely had some wear. Just to show everybody what that old bushing kind of looks like there. That's what kind of shape it's in. And we got our new bushing here from Vito's Performance. And there is a little washer on the inside, and then you have like this half moon washer here on the outside, and then your snap ring. All right, guys, I'm not sure how many videos are in depth with doing this idle gear bushing and stuff, so I can't say I saw any. It's not to say that there isn't, but when I flipped that around 180, basically this is what I did, was just use a 12mm socket. Hope you guys can see that. Yeah, a 12mm socket, and I set it on my open vise. Yes, I know this vise is pitiful, and I will be getting a new one soon. I'm gradually getting more and more stuff, and I want to upgrade my compressor. Not that you guys care a whole lot, but yeah, so I want to upgrade a few things here in the near future. I want to get a new compressor here soon. But yeah, just use this 12mm socket, and it'll press out of there. I might want to get a real hammer here, and it's already pushing the bushing down, and it'll come right out of there. And I'm about 3/4 of the way out, and here's where it's going to shoot across the floor. And there she goes. All right, that's all you got to do. You have 12mm socket, and that fits it very well to press it right down through there. Give you a look at the older bushing. The OEM one has like a slit in there. That's why I got the idea to flip it 180 and just see, you know, if it had more in or out or where, just to see what it would do. And when I flipped it 180 degrees and put it back in the idle gear, it did tighten it up, but that's not the way to fix things. So we got a brand new one and start in. Grab our idle gear here. And I do got it slightly lubed up. Actually gonna put a little bit more on there. Conveniently have these clutch fibers right next to me here. A little bit more lubrication on there. And try and get this pressed in there, guys. Okay, so same thing. Just gonna make sure it's, see that's kind of seated a little crooked there. That's what you don't want. It's gonna bind up on you. And yeah, you don't want that. So we'll get it close as possible here. Both ends have like a taper to them. So, all right, let me jump back in here. All right, guys, the moment of truth. Oh yeah, that's much better. I mean, you can see, I mean, you got just a hair bit of play there. So I'm really hoping this works out to where that's what my problem was. And I'm really thinking it was. I mean, this thing had like, it would wobble like, I'm going to say something close to at least a quarter to a half inch of wobble on that, guys. All right, so your inner washer is on the inner side of that, and then you're gonna have your outer, a little bit thicker washer, and then your C-clip here. I do have these, but when I get back in here to get into my shift star mod, probably down the road here, like I say, I got another quad to get in on here and do some work on. We'll drain oil fluids again and go in here and do the shift star mod, and then we'll throw our new OEMs of these on there too. These don't look too bad, so shouldn't hurt anything really. But I did buy OEM replacement ones. Yeah, guys, we got her on there now, and like, there's just a very, very minimum place. I'm thinking this is gonna solve the little chatter I was hearing on the side of the engine. I'm really kind of bummed out that they didn't drop off the inner hub. It was supposed to be out for delivery on this, and I'm really going to be bummed if it's going to hold us up on account of that. Now, if anything, I guess it'll come out. It'll come around tomorrow. But all right, guys, we're going to get back to getting this OEM clutch basket off and put this aftermarket billet aluminum one on. So we got our center punch marks in there. So now we're ready to drill these out. The more and more I stare at it, I almost want to just get a grinder out and grind them down. But then, I don't know. Then I'll probably mark this up. It'll probably be a lot cleaner job to drill it. So I think that's what we're going to go ahead and do. Alright guys, so you can drill them if you want to, but I went straight to using the grinder, and I felt like I saved a lot of time going that route. First I thought, well, I don't want to grind on that plate, and I thought, well, it comes with a plate. Here's a look at your bushings. I guess guys, if they wear out, that's why you get that move in it. This bushing's probably, oh look, that one's even broke right there. So yeah, so when they wear out, I guess that's when you can get a little movement there. So let's get this aftermarket clutch basket out. Hey guys, I do apologize. My phone's at 1%, so I didn't show me putting all that in there. But just be careful with the grinding method. I did nick the gear here a couple times. It didn't hit. I didn't hit the teeth or anything, so it's not going to hurt anything. But you just put your new bushings in, and then we're going to slap this plate. Slap that plate right on there, line them up with the holes right there, and then put your hardware on. And I'm waiting on my Loctite to come in. That's another thing.
So we're going to be on hold for a little bit, guys, and we're waiting on a couple more parts. We're going to Loctite them, torque them down, and this clutch basket will be done. And we're going to move on to assembling all this. Here's the OEM one, and like I said in the last clip, I think these bushings were just wore out. That one blew apart there. It might have had something to do with why it had all the play in it, but yeah, so I think grinding's the way to go, guys. So if you want to drill them. I think it's going to take a little longer. Get your grinder out and get it done in half the time, probably. All right, again, sorry, my phone's at 1%. So it doesn't matter putting the plate on there. We Loctite those. Put some red Loctite on there, and there's a look at the clutch basket. It's pretty. So they're supposed to be pretty good for the price. I'm not big on Chinese aftermarket. I do it. It just all depends on electronics are out. I don't do Chinese electronics, but these clutch baskets are actually pretty nice. The side-by-side comparison, guys. Yeah, that one's about trash, so it is. Yeah.
Just had some more parts come in today, so I guess USPS are running 2 loops. I guess because the holiday season, I'm sure they're busy. We got our new inner hub there of the Clutch Boss. We got our OEM style hubs. We're going to be throwing these Raptor 700 wheels and tires. They were like brand new. Again, I got these for a steal, so I'm pretty stoked. I think the guy just went out and bought some bead locks and different tires, but looks like the 2022 Raptors might have come with Maxxis tires, which good tires to me. So I kind of like the lower profile look. Maybe I'll throw these tires onto these wheels. We'll see. But I'm going to try these out first. We'll see if we hook up and what traction's like. But not to get sidetracked. Let's compare these. Show you how. Like, here's a brand new one. And I know a lot of the guys like to inspect the outer basket. And when you look down through into your crankcase from like where you fill your oil at, your oil fill cap, it's a good way to check the outer ones, but you're not really going to be able to tell if that inner boss is going to be all grooved out like that. Like, yeah, look at the wear on that, guys. So yeah, time for a new one. We'll get that on there. Oh, and I didn't show you guys here. So here's like, if anybody hasn't done the billet aluminum switchover, and there's the stock plastic here, guys. So that's definitely got to be way more durable and have way more reliability. So, yep. So, and this was the propeller. We obviously can't see that unless I were to pop the cap off the other side, and you would still only be seeing the back side of it. But yeah, ours was about ready to cut loose. So I'm glad I got that off there. Look at that, guys. So yeah. All right. I'm super stoked here now that I'm really trying to get this bike back together tonight and get these wheels on, and then get this thing fired up and listen for this noise. It's been bothering the snot out of me. I like anything like that, it'll bother me until I figure it out. I just hope it's not a rod bearing or something like that. And I've heard those before. I know what they sound like, and I don't think that's what it is. So fingers crossed. Let's get this thing together, guys. All right, guys. So we're ready to reassemble here. I got the inner washer there, which will go inside the clutch basket, and that little washer nut hold ring, for lack of better terms, and then your outer nut here to put back together here. And obviously, we are going to replace. Where did I put that? The inner clutch boss, the inner hub portion with a brand new one. And I'm going to jump on and do this time lapse. I'm just going to take my time. I should be referring to the service manual, and I'm not. I've done a lot of these. They're all pretty similar. But you do have to watch yourself because they all are slightly different in design. But I'm going to go into a time lapse here and get this clutch installed here. And guys, I wanted to throw this in here. You may ask why I didn't replace the clutch springs. I want to keep the OEM feel on the clutch. I always hate it, like when you put these aftermarket clutches in, or even race clutches, when the clutch gets real stiff. I know there's tricks in the trade with that, but if it doesn't seem like they want to grab enough, I might just get a replacement OEM set. But for now, we're just going to reuse the stock clutch OEM clutch springs, and hopefully they still got enough strength to where everything grabs good. So we're just going to slam them back in. It was grabbing good on the last clutch, and this is just an OEM replacement. So yeah, so pretty much, yeah, we're going to run the stock springs again, and I wanted to do that just because I like to feel the clutch with the OEM style springs. Um, I just wanted to point this out there. And again, refer to your service manual. How I do it might not be the right way to do it, guys. So refer to your service manual if you're following my work, just to guarantee it yourself. These OEM style discs here, obviously your fiber will go on first, but all you're supposed to do is rotate them. Like you put in one like that, and then you put the notch in on the next bolt, and so on and so forth until you reach 360 degrees. That's all you got to do there. And if it's off a tooth, it's not going to really matter. You're just gonna pretty much put one at every bolt hole location. Um, and on clutches, I've always put them in either way. Again, refer to the service manual. There's a beveled edge on one and a straight edge on the other. And usually, if you make sure you have them the right way, you just want them all facing the right direction, you'll be good to go. In fact, a story, when I was younger, I used to be involved around racing a lot. I used to see guys come in off the track, and they would pretty much tear the clutch, or drain the oil and tear the clutch out real quick and flip it 180 and slap it back in, and it'd be like halfway like a new clutch, and go out there and race again. So yeah, it's just something I saw when I was younger, when I used to be around and racing a little bit. But yeah, you can feel like right here, I can tell this side's the beveled edge, just how it's catching my rubber glove right here, and I already know, yep, that side's the round, or the beveled edge, that side's the straight edge. So I had that backwards. So, but yeah, I just thought I'd throw that in there. But everything's looking good. That washer I'm going to have to replace the next time around. But other than that, so I have to remember that when I get back in here to do my shift star mod. And that's going to be down the road a little bit. I can't really ride right now. I just want to get this back together and know that I fixed the engine noise, and I'll sleep much better. And I'm going to get this thing out of the shop because I got work coming in. Obviously, this is my quad. Yeah, it's to probably eventually resell. We'll see. I'm falling in love with the thing, but we'll see. Anyhow, I just want to be able to get it out of the shop, and I don't like having stuff tore apart. I want to get it back together, and then be happy that I fixed that sound, and then we'll come back in here and do the shift star mod, and who knows where we're gonna leave off with this machine. But anyway, let's get this clutch in. We got everything, all of our clutch discs installed there, fibers and steels. Just take your time and make sure you got the beveled edge all facing the same way on the metal discs, and you should be good to go. And like I say, those ears, you just want to follow the ears on each bolt pattern, and it'll take you 6 times around with putting those in. Pretty simple. As I think you can throw this pressure plate on. With just rotating it until you feel it seat into place, and you'll know, because if you can take your clutch discs and move with your finger, your pressure plate isn't setting in there on the clutch properly. So make sure it's doing that before you put it back together, or you'll have problems. So I'm going to clean everything up here.
There was no grooving on this pressure plate. I mean, there's a slight, I could probably barely feel a little something there. So I didn't think that was all that bad, so we didn't replace it. Um, so, and if you look, there's 2 arrows or 3 arrows all the way around. And if you look closely to the basket to get it right the first time, there is an arrow on an OEM inner clutch basket here. And right here is my arrow. And this is my first Banshee clutch. So we're going to take our time. And so I think we're just going to line those arrows up. And it should seat us right in there. Yep. And it did. So just remember that. And you won't have to do the rotational thing until you get lucky and seating it in there. So, and actually, we're going to have to pull that back off. And do not forget the rod and ball. I was looking down here at my springs. I said, oh, extra parts. That's always good. So yeah, don't forget to throw this in first, guys. And I'm almost sure it wouldn't work properly if you did it that way. We're going to get these in here. All right. Good to go there. 7.4 foot-pounds, I do believe. I set mine on 8, and that should be good to go. All right, guys, I'll reference to the service manual on this too. But if you look right there, that's the adjustment you make on the clutch, and that's the two points that you line up there upon loosening those lock nuts and making your adjustment off of your pancake bearing off of your clutch there. And like I say, I'll post a picture from the service manual. So just make sure they're lined up good before you assemble everything. Alrighty, guys, I'm kind of looking around here, making sure I didn't miss anything with the clutch. I always like to second guess myself, especially if it's something where you're going to have to drain the oil. I probably should have replaced this O-ring, but it's still got a pretty good lip on it. It's not too bad. I'm going to grease it up good, and hope it seals up good. It sealed up good the last time, but I'm going to order one of those in for next time I come in here. I have to write a list down because there's a couple things I wanted to get. But yeah, I think we're about ready. I'm not going to put this Chinese one on here. I got a Tusk gasket there. We're going to put that one in for sure. I've always used these, and these well, they say never but these have never leaked on me. And I will honestly say, guys, I've thrown these Chinese cheap gaskets on here. Maybe they're getting better with the kits like this. That Vito shouldn't even be in there. That's just a whole separate thing. But yeah, I've put these gaskets on before, these cheap Chinese ones, and had them leak. So I don't ever use them anymore. So, you know, some of their parts, you know, like the billet aluminum water pump gear or water pump propeller and gear and all that, looks like it's built fairly well, but don't trust those gaskets unless you want to be back on it again. All right, we're going to get this up on the table here so we can pull this gasket off. And we're going to clean this out really well. And I'll be right back in once I get this. Well, let's see if this will come right off. I reused this gasket the last time, and I just used Honda Bond. It did come off without ripping, but we're not going to keep that now. We got 2 gaskets. Chinese one might as well not even be there, but I guess I'll keep it. Who knows? We'll get in here and clean this up. I got a little bit of Honda Bond residue stuck to it.
I stressed this before in my other videos. Mating surfaces, true and clean. Yeah, you'll thank yourself in the long run. I know when I was younger, I used to care a little less about being avid with that, but you have to. It's just one thing with being a mechanic. That's just one of the things you got to learn to do. But yep, there was a look at that uh, billet gear. I think that was the same brand as that one over there. That clutch basket. Don't hold me to that, but everything seems pretty decent with that whole kit too, and was rather cheap. So, all right, let's get these surfaces cleaned up, and we'll get ready to get this clutch cover on. And hey, guys, I'm hoping to fill this thing up with oil and coolant tonight, and diagnose this engine noise. And again, fingers crossed. We're gonna get into our nice Chinese Jinsun 5x gasket. No, I'm kidding. Tusk. We're not going to use the China gasket. Not today, guys. Not today. So we're about ready to get this casing back on, this clutch casing on the side. We're going to go ahead and get our gasket up here and get this sucker ready to put back on. All right, guys, I'm using an impact driver here to tighten this down. I'm going to give it one good whack all the way around on all these. I could usually bite down pretty good just with torquing it down by grabbing a hold of this. But I like to make sure they're good and tight. And that's going to be on my list too for the next time doing this job when we go in to do the ShiftStar mod. I want to get all new hardware. I want to put the stainless steel like the other side. That stuff I had on hand. I just fell short. Actually, yeah, well, I just didn't have the right size. So my one Raptor 660 I had that I was doing up, I pulled off a lot of the stainless steel hardware when I parted that thing out. But anyhow, that's one thing I want to get on the list. But it's very important to use the impact driver on those Phillip heads. If you don't have one, go out and grab yourself one, because let me tell you something, they are a lifesaver. All right, guys. I don't know why I'm so nervous, but I am. So we got the cover back on. Just going to get our vacuum line hooked up there, coolant line, and we're ready to put our peg back on, hook our back brake back up. And I'm probably going to do all that off camera. I'm sure if you're going to dive this far, you should know how to do all that. But to get to the case, the clutch case, to get that off, that is, you definitely got to take the foot peg and the brake off, which is really easy to do. But probably going to jump in and do that off camera, guys, and then work on getting some oil and some coolant in this thing. And we're going to get this thing on the ground, and we're going to fire it up and hopefully have less noise coming from the clutch shot. So as you can see, I got everything back together here. So first time I ever fought a Tusk gasket a little bit. I had alignment issues. Um, Ended up getting it, but you just definitely, it's nice about being able about getting this thing up in there. It's easy to get down and look at everything. So thumbs up for that, man. That's a big plus, this lift. It saves your knees and back. But yeah, I've never had a Tusk gasket with fitment issues like that, but I did end up getting it in. It was sticking out a little bit here, so I'm gonna be kind of pissed if I end up with an oil leak. But I'm hoping we're good to go there. Anyway, guys, Here are the like 5 lug hubs, which are really heavy. One of the gentlemen on here said they were probably blaster hubs and wheels, but I had a blaster a while ago. I could have swore they had aluminum wheels as well, so I could be wrong there, but here's the OEM style 4 lug hubs. All right, guys, we got one of the Raptor 700 tires put on here. They're definitely going to be a little smaller, a little less wide. But I weighed these. Sorry, my phone died. I weighed these, and these steel ones with those big, gigantic 5 lug hubs were 27 pounds, and these are only 18 pounds. So what a difference that was. So yeah, I just couldn't believe the difference. So about 9 pounds difference there. And I'm sorry I didn't get live footage of me weighing. Maybe I'll get the other one on camera. But yeah, it was you can just tell by picking the wheels up too. So, but yeah, we got them on there. They look a lot better. I think they're missing. They must have had the washers removed, and I'm gonna have to look at getting the washers for these hubs because those nuts are going on the axle a little far, and I'm almost sure there's supposed to be a washer there that the last guy I guess took off when he put those. I guess they're blaster hubs. I'm not sure if anybody knows what they might have been off of. Not that I really care, but we might end up putting these tires on here down the road or something, or changing these maxes up. But we'll see how they ride. You know, changing them up. But I guarantee you, with that 18 pounds difference, I should tell a little bit more in performance too with that weight drop, because that's a pretty significant weight drop. All right, guys, we're going to get the rest of these mounted up here. I'm going to throw my camera back on the charger. It's about to die again, but I'm going to get all these mounted up, and maybe I can get a shot on weighing these other tires here. All right, guys, 18 pounds. Unreal. All right, let's put the other one on here. All right, 27 pounds, guys. Wow. 27.2, so a little over 9 pounds on each wheel. So I'm saving a little over 18 pounds with putting these Raptor 700 wheels and tires on here. Hey guys, we're going to do a weight comparison on these aftermarket Douglas wheels compared to the Raptor 700 wheels here. That's if my scale, it might pick it up. So we got 16 pounds on the Douglas wheel. Not too crazy. Let's see what the Raptor 700. It's come off of 2022. 16 pounds, so they weigh the exact same as the aftermarket Douglas. All right, so here's a look with the Raptor 700 wheels. I think it don't look too bad. If any of you noticed the graphics kit, that was an eBay special that I wasn't too happy with. Now, I did make the mistake and get the wrong colors. That's why I didn't put the Yamaha on there, because it was the black one. Whatever color scheme they're supposed to go with. But we're going to look at probably maybe plastics down the road, but much more to worry about first. I do got a seat cover coming too, but I really don't think it looks too bad with those Raptor 700 wheels on there, front and back. They're black. I would have rather had silver, but I couldn't beat the price on these. I kept seeing them on Marketplace, and the picture only showed the one picture when you first look at it only showed the rear tires, and then I finally clicked on it one day, and I seen it was a full set. I thought, well, I wonder if I could get this guy down on these, and I did. So I got them for a really, really good deal. So we'll see how they run on this thing. All right, guys. There's nothing better than filling your shop up with two-stroke smoke. So yeah, I'm going to put a before and after of the engine noise. Let me get a camera here, guys. My shop is a mess. I tried to clean this floor a little bit. It's like a freaking ice skating ring in here right now. But I mean, I like the stance with these wheels. I don't know how much they're going to hook up. I think it looks so much better.
But it sounds quieter over here, guys. It's definitely quieter than what it was, without a doubt. So I think that idle gear was making a noise, and that little bit of noise I think is natural to the Banshees. But let me know what you guys think. Any of you Banshee heads got any ideas for me? Maybe that's just a natural kind of sound. I think I remember my blaster kind of having that sound too, especially after I put it in exhaust and stuff on it. But anyhow, it did quiet it down. And if I take my stethoscope up to it, it's right there at the water pump impeller where I hear it. All that's brand new. Everything's new. So. All right, guys. Well, thanks for watching Digging Deep, and stay tuned for me ripping out on the trails. It is way too sloppy right now. But tomorrow, I'm going to be rejetting this thing. We're going to go up to 340 mains. It's definitely still lean up top. So we're going to put 340 mains. And I got some pod filters I think I'm going to throw on there because I'm so sick of dealing with this stock airbox. And I might try to make some kind of shrouds or some kind of shield for the pod filters, just to block them from the mud and stuff just a little bit. We'll see, or maybe even a custom airbox design down the road here. But hey guys, thanks for watching Digging Deep. Until next time, smash that subscribe button, give me a like, give me a comment. Let me know what you guys think about the build so far. Budget build, 100%. So guys, until next time, thanks for watching.